Right, Hagscast episode 4, ready to go with Paul / sandmanslimz. Guy's a legend. Fucking, you should really fucking pay attention to this guy. Good talking to him today, and hope you enjoy the episode. Alright, let's do it. And we're live. Happy days.
Whee.
Hooray!
Hello.
Aloha. Right, the day I've got with me, sandmanslimz, aka Paul, the Irishman.
Nice to meet you.
Aye, what was I going to ask you? Oh, aye, what's your name? I think we just went into that. Oh man, this whiskey's great. So where are you from?
I'm from Belfast.
You're from Belfast,
Ireland.
Northern.
Northern Ireland.
It's mine.
It's my Ireland.
It's mine.
You can fuck off. It's mine.
Oh man. What? I met you at PreachCon, didn't I? The first time.
First time, yeah. The first preach on me and you went to, yeah. That's when we met.
Yeah. Did
There's
you
only
go?
2 people there and no one could understand.
Oh, that's right. We drank so much beer. You drank more than I did.
I know.
Fuck, man. I think I was in like my second or third picture, and I had to give you the rest of it.
Yeah.
Couldn't fucking walk, man. Oh. Thing is, this year, people are talking to me. Oh, I met you last year. I'm like, what? No, I can't mind of that. So hopefully there's another one next year.
Hopefully.
You know, and I hope there is. I know there's stuff going on.
It's not bad stuff, so it's not like it's not nothing. There's no ill intentions or anything, which is good.
Yeah.
I think just better prospects came up, and you have to do what you have to do for your family. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
At the end of the day, you do what you do for your family.
But obviously people are listening, then they came up with talking about Preach Gaming. One of the members left. There was no intent. I think he just wanted to go elsewhere or do something else. Company was going in a certain direction, you know. So there's a big community follows them, and obviously the community is like, oh no, what's going on? We love both these guys, you know. Hope everything's all right, and it's not a case of being vindictive or anything. It's just wanting everything to work out, you know.
Yep.
Which is good. Here's the hang for you. What are you like getting up in the morning?
It depends. I'm usually alright, but if like just after night shifts, a week after night shifts, and all that there, it's very hard because I haven't been able to sleep much because it takes me about a week to get over night shifts. So in that time, I'm a wee bit hanky and like sort of really, wake up with sore heads and all that there.
Yeah.
I'm usually once I'm awake, ready to go.
Oh.
So I am. It takes a good while for me to get tired again. I'm just that way.
Aye. I hear you. Well, see, I get up 6:30. I'm down the stairs 15 minutes later in front of the computer with my breakfast, and I'm on there for about 45 minutes ish, and then I leave for work. Start at 8.
Yeah, very good.
Wide awake by the time I get there. So I start work at 8, and by 1 minute past 8 I'm doing everyone's head in because I'm wide awake and I am loud and in their face. You know, it's great. I love it. And it's weird because I used to be in the military.
Yeah.
And I used to annoy people all the time because now I'm not so bad because I've got a filter. And I have an internal monologue now. I never used to have one. And oh man, I used to annoy the fuck out of people. I would just come out with stuff. And it's like, what the fuck's wrong with your nose? Again, the guy's clearly fucking got problems. you know, and he's quite sensitive about it, and I'm just coming out with shit. You know, it's like, what are you doing? And then everybody would get pissed. And I thought it was funny, you know, and everybody else thought it was hilarious because I would just, not bully people, but I would just come out with random shit. And
you mean your brain wasn't attached to your mouth? yeah,
basically. But when I left the military, I was still doing it, but civvies didn't seem to get as sensitive about it because they would just stop talking to me and go away. Whereas in the military, they couldn't do that. And that's when I learned, hang on, what the fuck is going on? And then I slowly started to learn what an internal monologue was. So now, when I go to work, I'm doing it on purpose. Oh, honestly, it's great. Oh, good fun. What's your go-to fast food?
Probably a Chenkers Chinese.
Aye. What do you call it? A Chenkers?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's more like I'm going for a Chenkers, and then people go, people you don't really know think you're talking about an actual Chinese person. No, I'm talking about getting the Chinese takeaway. Aye. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you're going home from the bar and you go, oh, I think I'll have a wee Chenkers.
Yeah. See, we're the same in Scotland. I'm going to the Chinkies. You know. Yeah. It's not meant in a derogatory term, not a derogatory way, and I think that's the be all and end all of the political correctness party. You're not being racist.
No, exactly.
In the past, it might have been a racist term, but the way we use it isn't. You know,
it's not even that it's a racist term. You're not using it to describe a Chinese person. You're just using it to describe the take you're going for food. You're not saying, I would never call a Chinese person a chinker.
I've never heard that one though.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to shout across the street with that word.
Yeah.
To call a friend. No, like, I mean, it's just not something I would say. I would say no. I'm going for a Chinese. It's just I'm shortening. I'm just sort of cutting away. I'm going for a Chinese takeaway to I'm going for Chenkers.
Aye.
That's it. Nothing more, nothing less than that.
Oh, I hear you, man.
If it was in the like a presence of a Chinese person, I probably wouldn't say it like that either. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. Oh. And even at that, when you're actually talking to people and around people, it's not something that you use. I mean,
no, exactly.
Referring to people, and then go, oh, by the way, you know that, person down the road. I don't do that.
You would say if you were talking about a Chinese person, you'd say, you never that Chinese guy we were talking to. You wouldn't go, never that Chinker we were talking to. You wouldn't say it that, or you wouldn't say that.
That's right.
It's just not something you would say.
Aye, exactly. And I think that's where the government need to fuck off, and people need to learn what's racist and what's not. And it's. I know it's a sensitive subject, though.
I think the way I see it is there's a disconnect between, like, it's the same if the way you were back in the past where you had your brain, like I said, your brain wasn't attached to your mouth. And what I think it is with Facebook and with Twitter and all that, that's because people are texting and typing more. They're not speaking to people normally, so like face to face. So they think when they're typing away and out there could be 1,000 miles away from that person, and there's no consequences for what they're writing because you're a faceless person. Mm. But the problem is when they're out in the real world and they're talking to people, they forget they're not texting or they're not typing, and they would say the same thing as they would type, and that's what gets them in trouble. And I think that's the problem.
That's amazing. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's like the reason I don't have Facebook, and the reason I don't have Facebook is partially because I don't want to become one of those people, and I don't want I I like speaking to people. I like because I don't like not knowing what that person actually means, or they're telling the truth, or because they are they're telling me a joke. Because see, typing out jokes, that's why comedians don't type like their jokes been written in a written format, because if a comedian's joke is really dirty and thing, someone's going to think,
aye,
they're not going to find it funny in a written form. It has to be spoken to be funny, and that's, I think that as well is where a lot of people are starting to see. I think a lot of people are actually turning around and saying to themselves, if you turn Facebook off and you turn your Twitter off and all that there, or if you step away for a couple of days, you feel happier. So you do. You just feel happier. So that's partially the reason I'm not on those. I'm on Twitter, but I don't use Twitter. I would use Twitter just to get like wee quick bits of information, if you know what I mean, like a new game, like following Preach, like when his live stream comes on or something like that. That's what all I use Twitter for. Just that, nothing more. I don't text. I don't put anything on on Twitter. And I think I really do think that is where people have gone very partially, I should say. I'm not saying it's fully because of that. It's partially because people think they're speaking to a person, when they're speaking to another person, they're thinking they're speaking to that other person who is 1,000 miles away, and they still think they're a faceless person, and they don't realise the consequences of speaking without thinking about it. Totally. That's all.
Totally.
And
Joe Rogan went into that. He was talking about when he put stuff up on Twitter or Instagram and things like that. He was saying that people will put stuff towards him. So, look, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? This looks pretty cool, you know. But he'll no reply to nothing because he knows that there's hate in amongst all that, and he doesn't need it. And although his fans might think, oh, but you're not talking to us, it's like, I've not got the, how do you put it, not got the patience for it, I guess, or something. No, the patience, the willingness to stand or sit and read. I can't remember. I'll hate to come back to that. I understand what you're talking about anyway. So I do. I get it. Yeah, I think a lot of people are just realizing that now, that Twitter and Facebook should not be used for having conversations. Twitter and Facebook are now like echo chambers. Just everyone has their own wee group to click and what to believe and what to say. Instead of Twitter and Facebook being a place where you could, like, a scientist could put up like his or her research and look, have it like a discussion. That's like what people think about it, and I don't mean common people. I don't mean not common people who don't know about science. I'm on about people who are in the science field, can discuss ideas and discuss. God forbid you talk about projects. Something that the other side don't want to. Oh, why are you talking about the Earth being round? It's supposed to be flat, and then the discussion gets blown out of proportion because it's going the wrong way. It's because people don't understand. People don't understand. So I truly do think that if there's something for everyone out there. There's something for everyone. Even flat earthers. There's something even for flat earthers. Flat earthers are they're wrong, like, but how do you know? We're not getting that discussion. But what I want to say on people like flat earthers, it's when people like flat earthers, they can believe what they want and think what they want. I'm happy enough. I don't berate them. I don't shout at them or anything like that. Or go, oh, can't believe you believe that. And let them believe what they want to believe. I just don't want them around teaching children or have any political any chance of getting into it. Yeah, there's something definitely when you go against everybody and decide this is my view. That's when you got to ask yourself, hang on, who's actually right here? And to be honest, I think you see certain things. I think it's just a wee statement. I'm different. I want to be different, and I think that's maybe what it is. It's not a case. Can you still hear me? Oh, I've lost you. What's going on? I can't hear you. Oh no! I can't hear you, Paul. Hang on. What's going on? What have I done? Live again. Whoop whoop. Oh, I've no idea what happened there, but you know, shit happens.
Oh well.
At least I recognised it. At least we got it, because I was talking away there and I could have kept going.
Yeah.
I recognised it, so we're good. Right.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm just talking about Joey Diaz. With his 500mg brownie. Oh man, the guy is insane.
Aye.
I mean, he's done some drugs in his early years, like, but yeah, I was driving from Fife over to Edinburgh. No, it wasn't Edinburgh. It was Livingston, I think, because they were having a open day with like fire engines and ambulances and the police and all that, and they had like old school fire engines, and what they were doing is they were refurbishing them and sending them abroad to countries, really poor countries, because then they've got a fire engine.
Yeah, that's very good.
100 times better than what they've got, you know, like a pump in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
You know, so...
That's very, very good. Very, very, very nice.
So we went to that, and on the way there, I was telling the wife about Joey Diaz eating his 500mg brownie. And I had her fucking crying with laughter, and I was crying as well. And then we're driving past people, and I was staring at the driver as we overtook people. Fucking staring at them. And I've got my sunglasses, they was putting the window down. Sunglasses off so I didn't lose them. Head out the window, staring at people. Oh my god, I've seen some ugly people. But you had them laughing. And then that was setting me off, and it was setting the wife off. And then I was just cracking jokes. And, you know, I think laughter's like an addiction, right?
Yeah. If you're laughing, you're happy. At the end of the day, that's what comedy's for. That's what comedy's for. The comedy's for. That's why there is no filter. Comedy is a way to. There's no filter in comedy because you're laughing at. You have to laugh about. It's about laughter. It's about laughing at your problems. It's about laughing at everything. Nothing. The reason it's the old saying you can either laugh about it or you can cry about it. What would you want to do?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, a good point of that is, see when we were crossing the Forth Road Bridge and you got to the other side, I got me thinking about what Joey Diaz said, and he's on about, somebody asked him if he's got bothered by incontinence, and he's like, nah, I do some squats, I eat some protein, and I have no problem getting up.
Yeah.
But at this point, obviously, we're laughing, and then, what was it I said there? Incontinence is nothing to laugh at. But for some reason, we're both fucking laughing at it.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Like you says, it's the point that you're happy, and it doesn't really matter what people say. It's just got to trigger something in your head.
Yeah.
That, oh, that's fucking funny. Hey.
It's like you have this guy or girl who are down on their luck, and they're just depressed, and then they turn the TV on, and a comedian's on, and they're talking about something similar. They're talking something similar about what predicament they're in, and you'll see them just laughing about it and going, they'll have a laugh, and they'll feel so much better afterwards.
Aye.
So much better afterwards. Laughter brings happiness.
Oh yeah.
Laughter can never make you sad. It can never break. It can only make you happy. That's the only thing laughter can do.
I think it could work as maybe like an antidepressant, maybe.
It's
or a short term.
It's like a very short burst of an antidepressant without any side effects.
Aye. Well, maybe a sore stomach if you've laughed too much, but
yeah,
I'll take that. Like, yeah, I totally hear you there. That's the way to do it, like, and it's. I was
like
talking,
it's. Go ahead.
There's a boy at work, Stevie, and he's fucking. He loves getting stoned. Like, this is a Joey Diaz on weed. Honestly, he's fucking unreal. Anyway. I was saying to him about the way I am at work, right? I'll have the guys crying with laughter every other day, like 3 or 4 days, at least once a week. They'll be crying about something, and I'll just be going on a rant about fucking something. Doesn't matter what it is. I could be ranting about the boss, I could be ranting about one of them, I could be ranting about the fucking chickens, whatever. And I was saying to him, see if I could harness that energy. I could be a comedian. Now, I actually tried improvising and making some jokes and doing it that way, but it doesn't work. It didn't. I've not got the punchline. I can't. You see this, that, and the next time, bam, bam, bam. There's the punchline, and it's just no funny.
Yeah.
That way that you deliver that final little bit is everything, and I've not got that. But I can be fucking hilarious, and it's a case of finding it's a case of me trying to find what that is. You know, I'd love to be a comedian. That'd be great. But it's like I says, it's trying to figure out what it is. What makes it funny? What you know? But you know,
like right now, I'm sort of down that. Not comedian rabbit hole, but down the writing rabbit hole. So I'm trying to write a book at the moment. So
very nice. Very nice.
I've been writing it for now 3 years. I'm not stopping. I'm going. I want to finish it. I don't care if it doesn't get published. I don't care. I want to finish it for me, just for me, because I have this story in my head and I want to put it on paper. It's in my head, and I need to get it down.
I definitely read it.
And if I didn't put it down, I would regret it forever.
Hey, that's the way to go, man. That's the way to do it. That's you feel passionate about something, you fucking do it. And I've been wanting to do a podcast for years, and I finally got my arse in gear and done it. It's not a case of not wanting to do it. It's a case of I couldn't be arsed.
Yeah. It's
the setting up. It's the fucking getting people to come on. You know, you're then organising around 2 people. You're great. Oh, we need to wait in the morning. Fine. You know, that was easy. But not everyone's like that. Everybody's got their own schedule and everything. You do what you need. You want to write you fucking write that book.
Exactly.
You've got one guy.
If it was easy, everyone would do it. That's the old thing. If it was, it's as simple as that. There's too many people who just want the easy way. The easy way. And then when you see people doing it the hard way, they even put you down because they know you're doing something good, doing something that they would struggle to do and wouldn't do and would give up because all they want to do is the easy thing. And it annoys me sometimes. It's because it's sort of like someone makes a decision, someone big makes a decision, and that decision doesn't go well. Yes, there's consequences for things not going well. But what would you do in that? I always look at someone in that situation, like someone in like a in a military position in like America, and having to make a decision to bomb a town or something like that. Let's say that.
Yep.
And if they are torture someone, let's put it like that there, and then you always have to say what would be the consequences of them not doing that over the consequences of them doing it.
Aye. Yeah, you got to weigh up who you're actually killing, the collateral damage. You've got to do this, right? There's 40% collateral damage there, right? Okay, there's going to be 20 civilians die. However, if these guys survive, they're going to then kill 100 other people.
Yeah, and then
what you've got to weigh up.
People will come. People will say, well, people will say, well. I'll say. I'm sorry. Let me think before I say what I'm going to say.
Good, man. It's good. Go for it.
If after that decision's made and something bad does come off it, or something good comes off it, but with everything, with killing people, something bad's always going to come off it. So there's no getting around that. But people will always say, well, you couldn't, what would happen if you just went into the town and then what happened if you didn't kill those people? What's one life worth to another? And but people have to remember, someone has to make that decision. So they have to make that. There's no getting around not having to make that decision, because it's not how human beings are. Human beings, there's only two. There's no way you're not going to sit down at a table and discuss your problems. It doesn't work like that. That's a dream. That's a dream. And if someone has to make that decision to, what was the old thing? Like, for the good of the many, over the good of the one. Yeah.
So that decision needs to be made. But
someone has to make that decision, and there is consequences to making that decision on multiple levels. But
yeah,
I always put myself in the position of the person who has to make that decision. Go, he or she's taking on that burden, especially on taking lives. They have to take on so much burden, and I don't like people unless that person did it out of spite or out of ridiculous reasons.
Yeah.
But if the reason was sound and the reason had validity, and I truly think that person it'll be ramifications for that person, and it works on multiple levels without killing people. It just works in business situations, in even schools teaching. In teaching, it works in someone has to make the hard decisions, and not everyone's going to be happy with those decisions. But I always put myself in the shoes before of the person who's making that. I'm saying decision too much, so I am.
That's fine, man.
Of those decisions, and before I think about judging them, I try to do that. I don't always do. Sometimes I always don't get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not someone who would sit there and watch every person's life and go, oh, that's why they did this and that's why they did. I don't judge people. I sort of, but when it comes to hard decisions like that, I always try and put myself in the position of that person before judging them on what they've done.
Aye.
And also weighing up what they've done what they've done before, because one decision should make the determination of a person and who they are.
He was talking to us. When I was in the military, I was in Basingbourne. Now, you've got 2 stages of training. You've got phase 1, which every soldier does for if you join the army. It's a basic infantry soldier. You learn how to fight. That's that. Then in phase 2, you go on to do your trade. So I was an infantryman. I went to an infantry camp and learnt basically what I did in phase 1, but I was body, digging holes, fighting, digging more holes, more fighting. That was the gist of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get other people like medics and drivers and all that. They go and do their own phase 2. So the medics will go to their own camp and learn how to treat trauma and that on the field, and be a nurse and etc. etc. Then you'd get your engineers. They'd go to an engineering camp, learn how to fix vehicles, or be a sparky, or whatever. Anyway, in this phase 1, everybody goes to church. If you're an atheist and you're adamant, I'm not going in there, you still have to go to church and sit outside the church. So you might as well just go into the church. Anyway, and the padre, every father or priest or whatever that's in the military gets called padre because of some battle honour that they got years ago. There was a padre that sacrificed himself for something or something like that. I can't remember. So they all got called padre as an honour. Anyway, this padre's talking to us, and he's talking about World War II, the nuke that they dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. He spoke to one of the guys in the plane that pulled the release lever on this plane with a nuke. And he says, he asked him, obviously he's a padre, he won't divulge what the guy said to him, but he did say, he asked him what was going through your mind when that happened, because at the end of the day, you've been given the order to do it, pull that fucking lever, these cunts are getting bombed.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, right, but what I'm saying is, you've got that lever in your hand, you're about to pull that, you know what it's going to do. There's no assumptions or delusions. That's going to kill millions of people. Civvies.
Yep.
Now, I'm not going to fuck what any cunt says. That shouldn't have happened. That is collateral damage at the fucking an unbelievable scale. Mm-hmm. Alright, it stopped the war. Fine. But there's other ways to stop a fucking war than nuking people.
Exactly.
And you can argue that to the fucking rest, the treat the cows come in, but holy fuck,
nuke bombing someone with a nuke is completely different to with any other weapon on Earth. It's just complete, because it has so many ramifications. One, the immediate ramification, millions of people die. The other immediate, what happens with radiation, all that there makes the land, destroys the land, makes it uninhabitable, and it also could have ramifications for other countries, because those other that radiation goes up into the sky and becomes radiated rain, because the clouds go everywhere, buddy.
Oh aye.
And so you could be irradiating many different, not just that country, but other countries, and the deformed babies will come out of that there. Mm-hmm. Yep. Deaths that would never have happened, die.
Yeah.
The thing about nuclear weapons is, the reason there's nuclear weapons nowadays is not because people will probably use them nowadays. It's just a shield. If you have a nuke, your country has a nuke, you're very not likely to get attacked, let's say, by another country.
It's mutually assured destruction.
Yeah, mutually assured destruction, and there's no other weapon that I know of that keeps the peace, if you know what I mean. If that's right. It keeps the peace.
It's an unstable peace.
It's an unstable
it's a peace nonetheless.
It's a peace nonetheless. And if any country who doesn't have a nuclear weapon, it's just under threat all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just are.
Oh aye.
They just are. There's no getting around it.
You look at North Korea, right? Perfect example. He's like, right, fine, I'll stop my nuclear program. I will stop it. But I want this stuff and blah 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 blah. And they're like, right, fine, we'll give you all this stuff. Just stop making your fucking nukes. And they did. He done it. But right.
But
then Syria happened. They got Gaddafi out of there, and it's a fucking hellhole now. The worst humanitarian disaster ever.
Yep. They're selling slaves there now.
Aye, because of interference. And that's the problem. And fucking North Korea, the leader, he's like, fuck you, cunts. You're not doing that to me. So he started that again. And that's why North Korea has a programme that's up and running.
But also, the only reason North Korea are still in power at this moment to feed forward is because of China and Russia.
Aye.
Mostly because of China. You have to remember, North Korea does not have any oil of their own. It has no raw materials of their own. They get everything from China.
See,
everything. So
I was told that North Korea had their own resources to make nukes.
No, the Chinese have the nukes. The Chinese have the nukes.
Right. Okay.
The Chinese have the material. Give the material to North Korea to
build whatever they want to build.
Yes, the other reason China doesn't want North Korea to fall is because if they do, South Korea is friends with America, and America would just sweep in and have they would have another beachhead into China and Russia. And that's the reason Russians don't want them there, and the reason that's why the Russians tolerate Russians and the Chinese. The Russians tolerate North Korea, and the Chinese help North Korea.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same as that's why America went to Vietnam. They get a beachhead into Asia.
That makes sense.
No other reason.
That totally makes sense. You've got a. It's a shit subject, but it's. See all this. This needs to fucking. What gives governments, right, the power to say we're going to war? It's like, no, fuck yous. I reckon, right, see every fucking decision that goes through Parliament, you get an app on your phone, boom, pops up. If you're there, you've got 5 minutes to vote on this. Aye or no. Should this go ahead? No. Should this go ahead? Yes. Whatever they're fucking voting on, there and then. You might only get like 20% of the people voting, but that's a realistic 20% compared to the MPs saying we should do this because it's in our best interest. No, I don't believe half the shit they vote on. We're going to war with North Korea tomorrow. Why? Why do we need to do that? We don't. The people that are there, they might not be happy, but it's a life that they know, and it's alright, it's fine the way it is. North and South Korea went to war. They ended up splitting into two countries. North Korea, then they got funding, they got donations and money and all that to help them recover for that disaster, which it was. And now it's one of the biggest economies in the world. How many phones are made in Korea, in South Korea?
Yeah.
You know, you think about it that way. And now they're one of the biggest humanitarian donators in the world. They donate to other countries. What's happened? Why does that not happen with Africa and things like that? Well, that's corruption. That's another story. You know.
Hager, what are you cutting?
Give me a second. I'm cutting my fingernails. I'm sitting looking at them and they're like horrible. Right, I'm good. I'm done.
Are you good?
I'm good.
You done?
Oh, sorry, I had to be done. I'm like halfway. Well, I'm pretty much done my whiskey now. Aye, the worst decision to make on a fucking stream, like. Aye. Anyway. That's we'll go into another subject then.
Yes, we'll go on to another subject.
Because that could go on for hours.
Yep.
Oh, I could talk about every disaster in the world and still not be done with it. Fucking hell. Oh, I was watching what was it called? Joe Rogan was talking about it the other day. We had a guy on. I can't remember the name of it. What was it? It was like a food show, The guy travels the world and...
Oh, yes, I know what you're on about. The guy that died there.
Aye.
Yes. I used to watch that show, so I did.
I've started watching it.
Yeah, I used to. I didn't sit and watch it regularly, but if I seen it on, I'd watch it. I can't remember his name now. Give me a wee second.
I'll look in his podcast.
Without Boundaries, isn't it, or something?
Without Boundaries, is it?
Hold on, I got it here. Parts Unknown.
Unknown, that's the one.
Anthony Bourdain.
Aye. I've started watching that. I've watched about 3 or 4 episodes. It's really interesting, but it's really fucking sad. I mean, you look at Colombia, holy fuck.
Yeah.
That's another disaster.
Yep.
Alright, they got rid of the cartel, but then what? They've no economy. At all, because it was reliant on drugs. So, well, there's another disaster for you. But I started watching that, so hopefully that'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
PreachCon. How many folk did you talk to at your first PreachCon?
Hundreds. I don't know. I talked to everyone I could. I was just like, what's happening?
Aye. Oh man, I done the same. It was brilliant.
Like the second PreachCon there, the first night I read, I had to, because I was just off a night shift. I was wrecked, so I had to go to bed. I just had to go to sleep. So then I was just so tired.
All right.
That's why I didn't meet you at night, because I was that tired. I needed to go to bed.
Yeah, that's fair enough. We all
because I was just sitting there drifting off, and I said, no, it is. There's no point of forcing this. I'm going to go to sleep and enjoy the next day.
Aye. Totally up for that. Like, you can't save sleep.
Nope.
You can go and get 24 hours sleep before a 13, 14 hour night shift and still come out at the end burst because you can't save sleep.
Nope.
And they made us aware of that when we were driving in the army. They says, right, they told us that you can't save sleep. And the way I just described it to you was just the exact same as I described it to us. And you can go and get as much sleep as you like, be awake for 13, 14 hours. As soon as you hit about that 13, 14 hour mark, you start driving like you're drunk.
Yeah.
Because your attention span's not there. And that's the point. And when your attention span's not there, you start daydreaming, then you start dreaming because you fall asleep. Bang. And if you've got troops in the back, that's manslaughter.
Yep.
You know, it's shit, but it happens.
And that's a consequence of you just not sleeping.
Aye.
That's just, you know what I mean? If you, it's an easy fix. Go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Go to sleep.
Aye.
It's the same. See if you're drinking and then you go driving. I hate you so much. I would hate that person so much. I just go. Same thing, because just one little move can kill a child who's had a life ahead of them, or a parent, or a man or a woman, whatever, who's had their life ahead of them, and just because you wanted to have a drink and drive instead of just if you're gonna make a decision, are you gonna drink, or are you gonna drive, or are you gonna out? One of the two. There's things called taxis. Aye.
Spend that extra little bit. If you're gonna go out, make sure you've got enough for a taxi. And it's not hard. Or phone a mate and say, right, by the way, bum, pick me up. Aye, no bother.
Yes.
We've got a pub. It's a 15-minute drive from my house, which is a good hour to walk at least. Probably, in fact, it's about 6 miles, so it's probably an hour and a half walk. And when you're drunk, it's probably about another hour and a half. But the lady behind there, she'll take your keys for you. And it doesn't matter if you come back at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter. She'll be there with your keys, ready to give them back. So, like, keep a hundred of these for me. Aye, no bother, Scotty. She'll hang them behind the bar and she'll no give them back. Because she knows you're pissed. Which is great.
Yeah.
And it's rare to get that, but it's a local pub. It's not like a nightclub.
Yeah, I don't like nightclubs. I always drink at my local.
Oh, I don't like them. My issue with them, right, is fighting. It's people getting into bar and things like that. I don't even like drinking it. I'm alright with the local. It's 15 minutes away. It's not exactly local, but I'm fine going there because I know everybody that goes in there, and everybody that goes there is sociable. Everybody knows each other, or somebody knows somebody that knows you, that which is fine. But when it comes to nightclubs, you don't know anyone.
Exactly.
And there's guaranteed somebody has been at the gym beforehand. They've got themselves pumped up. They've popped a couple of roids.
They're up and all.
Aye, they've got ease in them. They don't give a fuck. You bump into them. Sorry, man. Who the fuck you? What the fuck? And this cunt's want to rip your throat out.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, man. I love everybody when I'm pissed. I'm a lover, not a hater. And I'm like, whoa, man, what the fuck? And I mean, specifically, I'm in this nightclub, and I'm fucking jumping about in the dance floor like a fucking asshole that I am. It's great. And we get these two guys are like pushing each other, and the DJ is going, fuck, bounce us to the dance floor, bounce us to the dance floor. And I start dancing like in between them, and I'm hands in the air and that, kind of eyes shut, not gonna fuck, just standing in the way so they couldn't get to each other. And then they backed off and they just started shouting abuse at each other, and that gave the bouncers time to come in and deal with them.
Yeah.
And I might have got a punch in the face. I didn't, but I could have done.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to stop people fighting. Was that such a bad thing?
No.
I know, there's different ways of looking at it. But, yeah, right, I need a push. Right,
I'll wait on you. I'll wait on you.
Cheers. Boom, we're good to go. Right. Where were we? Fuck, what were we talking about? Can you mind what we're talking about?
No, because my concentrating's broke. We were talking...
Foods. Alright, fuck it.
We'll move on.
We'll move on. We'll go to the next one. Do you have social anxiety?
No.
Nah. See, there's two folk that I've spoke to that have had a wee bit of it, but for the most part, there's a lot of people that have social anxiety that hide it.
I think a lot of it's more in this generation because of, like I said, Facebook and
the anti-socialism.
Yeah.
Whereas before it used to be, you were sat in your canteen or whatever, and it was like, right, buff, everyone's round you. You're all talking because no one's got a phone.
Yeah.
It was forced upon you to be sociable and learn how to
learn to speak. That's how you learn how to speak to people. That's why you don't see your mother or father speak differently. People on the street wouldn't say things like that in the street. Or even you see it in their text and all that. Or if they're able to text or know how to text, they don't write stupid things. Yeah, I hear you. I never thought about it like that. That's an interesting way to think about it. I'm not saying it all comes from that. I'm not saying it all comes.
No.
There's some people who are social, and there's people with social angst in my father and mother's generation and whatever else. Just certain things. And there's people that there's other people who think they have social angst and they don't. They just don't like being around. They just don't like being around people much. That's all. They can chat away and talk. They just don't like being. I'd like me sometimes. If I'm in a room full of people and there's so much noise going on, I just go, "No, it is. I'm getting up and going." Like like I'll be talking away to someone and go, no, come on my head somewhere else, just somewhere quieter. I like quiet. I like the quiet. That's why I like. That's why I don't like clubs much, because you can't talk to people. You can't chat. You can't hear. If you can't hear, you can't. You don't know what they're saying.
Yeah, yeah. You know? Have you been? What do you call it? Have you seen? Did you meet? Oh fuck! I can't mind her name. There's a lassie who, when I was live streaming, she jumped in, and we ended up playing League of Legends together.
Is it Sarah?
Nah, it's another lassie. She's got social anxiety.
I know Sarah has. Yeah.
You were in your bed. She was brilliant. She was a good laugh, but she had to have a good few drinks before she could socialise with anybody at PreachCon.
Yeah.
And I asked her about doing a podcast with her and another half. I want to get two folk on at once, but having two separate people like you and Mephisto, I think would be a bit easier than somebody like you and Vanish. You know, because that we socials, we've not really met as such, but they two are a couple, so they'll be sitting together at the computer kind of thing.
Yeah. And
they'll be able to talk, and it would be easier to control. You know, that makes sense?
Yeah.
So I want to try that, but it's...
I can't really speak on social anxiety because I don't really know like what it entails, like how you feel at that point. Because I've like I said, I've never had it. I can only like think about it. But social anxiety.
There's no much point in us going into it because we didn't.
Yeah, exactly. The only comment. Yeah, exactly. There's no point in speaking on something you don't understand or even feel. But the only thing I can say, like, I've met Sarah, I've talked to Sarah, and I've talked to Sarah sober. I think.
Is that an accomplishment? Is it?
No, I mean for like her talking sober. I mean she's talking like me so, right. And she's talking to everyone. I think with Sarah, if she hears this, and I don't want to sound like a dick, but she, let me think about this before I say it. And I'm not just talking about her. I'm talking about other people with anxiety. When I was speaking to her, like the first time I spoke to her, I think it was like the first pre-show we went to. I didn't speak to her much at that point. I think I spoke to her like once.
Yeah.
At the first pre-con, and I didn't know she had drinking her or not. But the second pre-con, she was even without drinking her, she was very more open, and I think it's because she got to know us more on with, and that's the good thing about WhatsApp as well and and social media. You were able to sort of talk to us first before meeting.
Aye.
If you know what I mean.
By the way,
she knew how we were, how we acted. You know what generally, and so when she spoke to us in real life, she knew what she was getting.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? She didn't have to worry about this guy or girl being a cunt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, she knew that she knew, because when I was speaking to her on the podcast, she was my first guest, and that's what she went through. She says the first time she was there, she was nervous and all that, but the second time she went, she says that she wanted to speak to more people, and she made a point of doing it, but she already knew some of the people, and it made it easier for her, and through WhatsApp and everything like that, it made it even easier. And yeah, you're right what you said there.
I think it's just I don't know if it's just with anxiety, with social anxiety, not knowing who you're talking to, and if they're going to be a nice person or not. And I think with because she's met us before and she knows who we are and what we do, and what we get on like, and we're not assholes or cunts and whatever else, that she could speak to us openly without us judging her or anything out there. Because I don't judge people. I don't give a fuck.
No, I'm the same.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, who you are. You know,
I'll have a laugh. I'll have a laugh. Yeah, I'll slag you, and if I slag you, I'm not slagging you out of badness. I'm just having a laugh.
Oh, aye.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm wanting you to slag. I'm wanting you to slag me back, and I don't care if it's bad, because I'm not really good at slagging people. I'm good at having a laugh. That's it. Just having a laugh, making jokes, having fun.
The same. See, the problem is, right? See, if I'm not slagging you, or taking a piss, or being myself around you, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, like at work, if somebody comes on the site that I don't like, I ain't fucking speaking to him. So nah, don't talk to that cunt, he's an arse. So
exactly.
I'm not keen him the entertainment in me.
But the thing is, the only way you can find out if that person is a good or bad person is to speak to them.
Aye.
At the end of the day.
Oh,
and then you also have a tool. It's called just walking away. And I know I'm making that I'm simplifying that to the simplest degree of walking away. But you understand what I'm saying. About it, though. Yeah, because like I said, I don't understand it, so I don't really want to say that's how to do it. But I think that's like her knowing, or anyone else who had social anxiety at PreachCon, talking to us and getting to know us, they were able to open up and speak to us without worry, because they knew nothing was going to happen, and they knew the opposite. They knew that if anything did happen, we would help them. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day,
definitely.
Do you know what I mean? It's the other. It would be the. So I think she was just. She knew she was safe, and nothing was going to happen. I think that was good. I think that was good. I think it was good for a lot of people who went to PreachCon. Showed them that not everyone's a faceless internet troll,
and not everybody in the world is a complete arse. Yes, you will get the few that are, but for the most part, people are fine, especially nerds. Nerds are great.
Yeah.
And
I would call myself a geek, because I always say there's a difference between a nerd and a geek. A geek's a person who likes comic books and games and whatever else, but a nerd is someone who likes that but is also very smart.
Well, I'm a geek then. I'm no smart.
I always say that. My mom always used to call me, like, my mother always goes, "Paul, you're a big nerd, so you are." And I used to go, "No, I'm not. I'm a geek."
That's right. Have you ever been to the Edinburgh Fringe?
No.
Oh, mate, it's worth it. Like,
I've only been to two places in England, so I have that's Manchester, and I've been to Nottingham.
All right, okay. Well,
that's the only two places. I'm going to Wales in about 3 months, so I am.
All right, okay.
Just for a piss up.
No doubt, an Irishman's going to go and get pissed. Well, by the way, I went 2 years in the trot now with my boy to the Edinburgh Fringe, and we walk from the train station towards the Scottish National History Museum, spend a couple of hours in the museum, and then walk back to the train station. Now this whole process takes about 6 hours. You know, because there's street acts on the way. Mm-hmm. So we watch them as we go. Yeah. And then we get to the museum, spend a couple of hours there, 2 or 3 hours, have lunch, or a packed lunch like this year, and then walk back. And again, the street acts on the way back. But there's so much potential there. So much untapped potential. And next year I might book a show and I might go take them to it. But we go on the first Saturday that it's on.
Yeah.
And it's busy as fuck. Oh my god, it's so fucking busy. But see the fact that I've got my boy with me and I'm holding his hand, there was only maybe out of, I'd say, obviously you get bottlenecked and all that as you're walking through, But out of about maybe 3,000 people that I walk past, there's maybe one or two, maybe three at a push that bumped into me.
Yeah.
Because I've got my boy with me.
Yeah.
And they all stop and like can let me past or whatever, you know. And I think, see the people that did bump into me, it was locals. Which at the same time I don't blame, because you think about it, right? You're there, you stay up the road, these thousands of people in your street disturbing your life, and you're pissed off and you want to go home. I totally don't blame them, right?
Yeah.
You know, and it's totally fine. But anyway, I want to book a couple of shows. And I want to book a couple of shows. I want to book a show for him. I want to book a show for me. So I want to book a kids sort of show for him and a comedy, like a dirty comedy, kind of like Joey Diaz dirty.
Yeah.
Something like that for me. I might have to go on a different day, you know, not take my boy, but I want to try and organise something like that. So I might put it out there next year that I'm going to be in Edinburgh and see if anybody's want to meet up and go to one of these shows or anything. Because they're always handing out flyers for shows and all that, eh?
Yeah.
And they do have ones with comedians in them, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Should be good.
Yeah. Right. What hobbies do you have, if any?
Probably reading and gaming. That's reading and gaming. And I like sports ways. I like hurling and rugby. You probably don't know what hurling is. It's a Gaelic sport. Look it up, you'll enjoy it.
Hold on. It rings a bell.
Look it up, hurling. Right, type in hurling.
In fact, it'd be easier on my phone. Oh, there it's there. Oh, fucking hell, I'm half cut. That one. Hurling. Here we go. I was watching, I've been listening to Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz regularly on this podcast. Yeah, it's like, they played that on, it's like, is it croquet? I think the Yanks called it?
No, it's not.
Yeah, but this is more violent than hockey, is it no?
Yep.
Let's get broken fucking jaws and shit.
Yep.
I can't I'd seen that before.
It's a good sport.
Have you played it?
Oh yes, when I was younger.
At school, I take it.
Aye.
Well, that's fair enough.
The what was I gonna say? No, most of my hobby as hobbies is, like I said, I'm writing a book, so I love writing. I love reading anything. Books, probably least amount I like reading is lovey-dovey stories. Not that interested in those. I like books to have actual romance in them. I do like books to have like a romance in them.
Oh.
I think it shows off the characters a bit more when there is a romance. But do you know what I'm sick and tired of in romances? No, I don't mean romance. Like in books, like when you're reading through it and like you've got like you're reading through like a fantasy book, or the guy's like a warrior.
Yeah.
And he starts to fall in love with this girl, and it's just like the weakest character in the book, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, actually, aye.
And then you have this other girl in the book, and you're like, why can't it not be her? Why can't it not be her? I'd rather be reading about her.
Character development.
Yeah. You're always like, I wish it was written just a wee bit differently. It's like the Harry Potter books. I couldn't read the Harry Potter books anymore when Harry falls in love with that other girl and not Hermione, or is it Hermione? Is it?
No, he falls in love with that. Is it Lovejoy?
Yeah, that's insane. And then Hermione and Ron fall in love. I says, that was so much. That was really bad writing on that part. I was like, no, should have been the other way around.
See, I thought she'd done that to try and make you think, oh, I can't. That all right, okay, they actually like each other. Well,
no, I know, but the way they get on is like brother and sister. The way Ron and Hermione get on was like a brother and sister more than.
That's a good point, actually. I never really thought about it like that.
Harry always got on with Hermione like they were starting to build a love interest.
Aye.
For the whole book.
Aye, I hear you there, like.
So that's what I wouldn't have minded if it was the other way, the way it was written, that Ron and Hermione were sort of like falling in love with each other, but she didn't. She wrote it like, and then this random girl just pops up, and you're like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Aye, there's no character development. It's just
like she was there, and you're like, "What?" And I just couldn't read from there. It sort of I don't know why, it just ruined the story for me. Just ruined it. It just did. I couldn't get over it. I was just like, it was just sitting in my head. I just can't believe I'm reading this. And every time I read on, it was just stuck in my head going, it's a sigh, no.
So do you prefer to read the book than watch the film then?
Yeah, I prefer to read the book.
Yeah. See, I used to be like that. I used to.
I get a lot of. I buy a lot of audiobooks now as well. So I'll read the book first with my own hands, and then I'll listen to the audiobook afterwards. Because the audiobook lets me just lie there, and I can sort of get immersed in the story more. So I do.
By the way, you want to get out of? Do you like Star Wars?
Yeah.
Right. Listen.
Not now. I don't.
No. Fuck the now. No shit. But listen to or read the Darth Bane trilogy.
I have already. I used to play.
How good is that?
It's brilliant. I used to. My first MMO was the Old Republic, so it was. And then.
With the Brotherhood.
I still have it actually on my computer here. The thing have to uninstall it. But I used to enjoy that. I used to play. My class was. I used to play. An agent? I used to play an agent.
I had I think I was a Sith Lord, right? The guys with lightsaber, a tank, basically.
Yeah, and what I loved is you could play. You had the Paragon system, like good and bad, make good and bad decisions.
Aye.
And what I loved about it was, see, when you were a Sith, see when you made good decisions, the story was far better than making doing bad decisions.
Oh, no. This is where you're making a mistake. It's not good and bad. It's not good and bad. It's good and evil.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
There's a difference. Right. Sorry. On you go.
Good evil, or sadistically evil. It should be the or I think murderously evil sometimes in some cases. But no, I always try to make my my characters like an in between type of. They always did some good things and did some bad things.
So someday, I mind one of the sites. I was like, "What's better to do? Is it better to go good or evil?" You know, and somebody actually questioned, why is there not a middle ground? So if you make a good decision once and a bad decision the next, then why is it not neutral? Is there like a neutral bar as well? Because you can go towards the evil or the good, up and down. Why not go along the middle as well? You know, I don't know if they implemented that. I don't know.
And people will call that being a grey. So they would.
Morally grey.
Morally grey.
Fucking getting into that. Oh no. The fucking hoo-ha that video caused. Oh, it's morally grey. It's like, what? What are you talking about? I don't give a fuck. I'm in there killing shit and I watch a cutscene. Who cares? Anyway, aye. But I quite enjoy the. I think I've read. Oh, sorry, say read. I've listened to all the audiobooks for Star Wars up till there was an invasive species coming into the galaxy, and this Jedi was self-taught through this dead guy that was talking to him, and Luke was dubious about a self-taught Jedi. Oh, and the Unleashing. Was it the Unleashed? It was Darth Bane's apprentice.
I know you're on about the fuck.
No, sorry, no, Darth Vader's apprentice.
Darth Vader's apprentice. I can't remember.
Darth Vader had an apprentice. What he was trying to do is get this guy to go in and infiltrate the Resistance. Oh, sorry, he was wanting to gather the people.
Galen, was it? Galen?
I can't mind. No,
yeah, it's never at the start. They made a thing about him, didn't they?
I can't mind.
They made a game called Star Killer.
Aye, Star Killer. Aye, that was it. Aye, they did. Aye.
He was a clone of him. It would turn out to be a clone, didn't he?
Did he?
Spoilers.
But I remember that really well because it's all about the Force and things like that. And there was he was on the garbage planet, and there was a Star Destroyer heading towards the planet. It was going to crash, and he fucking grabs it. He grabs the fucking ship, and he's just attached it to his finger, and all he needs to do is move it a couple of millimeters so it would crash it like hundreds of meters away from him.
Yeah.
But it's fucking huge and it's really far away, and he grabs it and he fucking twitches it just to the side, and it drains him so much.
Yeah.
And Luke Skywalker can't pick up a fucking X-wing at the water.
and then Luke had an apprentice before he became a Sith. She was called Ahsoka, I think. Ahsoka Tano.
That was that was Anakin.
I was Anakin. I know, but yeah.
Before he became Darth Vader.
Yeah, before he became Darth Vader. Now you're wanting me to. You're got me thinking they should make a Star Killer film or TV show.
Oh, that'd be good.
I think I would bring back a lot of fans.
Where's Netflix? Where's Netflix when you need them?
Disney's making their own like and that type of thing. So you never know, they might make a TV series about them.
Oh, maybe they might do.
Or they might even do the Old Republic. If they did the Old Republic, that would be great.
Aye, like Darth Bane's.
Yeah, because they could do what Disney could do is they could make an Old Republic, and it could be like done in a way because you have all the stories and the lores there. You do already established, and they can make that there like do you know I can't remember the name. My head's sore now. What do you call that TV? Game of Thrones. It could be like
a
futuristic Game of Thrones. In space. Game of Thrones in space.
It wouldn't matter what they did or who they killed or whatever. There's always a couple of plot characters that they need to keep alive, but for the most part, no one knows what the fuck that is anyway.
Because a lot of people die in the Old Republic, even
main characters. You're like, holy shit!
Like Darth Bane dies. Darth Bane dies.
Well, eventually.
Yeah.
He was one powerful motherfucker, though, eh?
Yeah.
Holy shit, man! The orbalisks that were on him, they sounded nasty as fuck.
And they could bring back the proper Dark Lord.
Huh?
No, the proper Dark Lord.
See, you've been into this, I know, eh? You've been into all this as well. See, I didn't care there was anybody else as nerdy either. Fucking hell. Here's a question for you, right? Have you read the Traveller and or audiobook?
I've read so many, I need to hold on and look it up.
It's Blizzard's story.
No.
Right. it's worth it. It's about a little boy that spends, I think he was going to spend a year on a ship with his dad, who abandoned him when he was a bairn.
Yeah.
I don't even think he can remember his dad. And he gets put on the ship with his dad, and some faction chase the ship and they end up fighting and shit, and him and this lassie get put on a little raft and they start fucking rowing in the middle of a storm. They're rowing towards land and they're in this boat for days, and they finally crash land in Theralas? No, sorry, Theralas? Is it Theralas? Where Dire Mall is.
Yeah.
You know the coast there?
Yeah.
That's where they land. And he's got a compass and it's pointing east, which he's assuming is towards home, because he's from Lakeshire. He's from Lakeshire.
Yeah.
So he starts following his compass, him and this lassie. And then they team up with this fucking Murloc. Find a Murloc. And it's a really good adventure fucking story.
Yeah.
It's and then they team up with this night elf who could turn into a bear and a stag, and you know it's pretty cool. Like,
yeah.
It's there's 2 books now. There's two parts yet now, and they're worth it. Like,
see if you want to read a really good book.
Mm-hmm.
There's a book called King's Dark Tidings.
King's Dark Tidings.
Yeah, there's 4 books out, but there's 3 audiobooks because the 4th book's just out and they haven't made the audiobook yet. It's absolutely amazing. It's about this guy. I'm not going to go into it. Let's just say, if you like overpowered character, you like an overpowered like guy, like main character, that's a book you want to read. And they do it in a subtle way where everyone around them's like not weak, but some are weak and some are strong, and he's trying to figure out a way to sort of protect. You have to read it. It's a brilliant book. Brilliant book. It's really, really good. Yeah, I really recommend it. And the Sandmanslimz series. Read them too. There's audiobooks of those as well.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about that before. That's the guy that's in hell, isn't it?
Yeah, crawls out of hell.
Crawls out of hell. Right.
He killed. I'm not reading it. Just read it. It's amazing, and it's brilliant. Those 2 books, those 2 series books. Read them. Go now. Now.
I've added them to my. I've got tabs on my phone and the internet browser, and what I do is, see if I want to remember something, I'll just search for something in there, and then every now and again I'll go through the list and right, I need to watch that. I need to read this. I need to read, and that's what I do. Yeah, but that's what I want to do. So I've added the 2 into my list. So yeah, but that Audible, that's worth it. Like,
yeah,
I love listening to books because it means I can work and I can listen at the same time, or I can drive a bit. I can drive and listen, and it just pauses where it is, and it's fine.
Yeah,
I like doing that. Like, did you hear Joey Diaz talking? No, Joe Rogan talking to what's his name? The guy that was on death row for 22 years.
Yes.
Aye.
The wee bald head skinny guy.
Aye.
Yeah, I didn't watch it all. I didn't get through it all. Didn't have time.
See if I can find his name. Nick Yaris.
Nick Yaris.
Right, it's the first time that I've listened to a podcast where I've been like, holy shit, I'm blown away by this. No, I don't care, right, if he is actually guilty or he is actually innocent. I don't care, right? The point is, the amount of time he spent in death row and the amount of shit that the guards have put him through, he's paid his price. You get what I mean? Yeah. If they were going to kill him, they should have done it in the first year, rather than 22 years of torture. Anyway,
that's why I don't. That's why I don't really like the death row thing. Firstly, because someone could be innocent, and second of all, if someone is really bad and guilty, then you would suffer more than not being death's just a release from that.
Aye.
Death's just, you kill him and he's got away. Now, if you're a psychopath or something like that, I would probably, because they don't care. It's just like psychopaths, they need to be killed.
I do believe, right, that, right, see the way the humans used to work, right, was...
Are we aliens now? The humans?
Well, you never know. But the way we used to work would be a group of people, right, and we'll go, right, we need to go and we need to hunt something.
Yeah.
Now, I quite believe we used to go hunt other people. I quite believe we used to go hunt animals. If we couldn't find any animals, there's a tribe out there. We'll go and kill a couple of them, we'll drag them back to the cave and we'll eat them.
Yeah, that's probably what they did. Yeah, they did that.
Completely fucking... It would be normal back then. Nobody cared. We didn't know about any of this shit.
No.
So, I quite believe, right, that mentality of I need to kill something. You ever seen dogs or a dog running about in the garden just going off its fucking head, just running back and forth right round the garden?
Yeah.
Well, that's a pack thing, right? And what it is they're trying to burn energy. And it's not just a case of trying to burn energy, it's a case of that's something in the brain going, poof, I need to hunt this thing, I'm chasing it. And they run like fuck and they're trying to chase this animal down, and that's what I'm imagining. Imagine 2 dogs doing that, or 3 or 4 dogs, and they're all chasing this one thing, and they're all in the same mindset, because if one dog starts doing it, both 3, 4, 5 dogs start doing it as well. And it's the same mentality, they're all chasing this thing. One of them's going to catch it. It only takes one to catch it, and then the rest are going to catch up.
Yep.
It's the same thing with humans. I think the exact same thing happened, and it just went on for there. Now, when you think about it, right, that was normal. We're not hunters anymore. Not like in the sense we used to be. We're not hunt with axes and clubs and shit anymore. We hunt by going to the shop. What do I want to eat? This is what I'm eating. You know, we don't hunt like that. So the whole mentality of I need to kill someone shouldn't be there, and it's not supposed to be there anymore, but it is. And certain people, there might be a switch in their brain that's not quite turned off, that they want to kill people. Now, I'm not trying to justify it, right, but my point is, how do you say, right, there's something not right with him? What gives us the right to kill him? He needs help rather than... You know what I mean?
The only thing is, and I understand where you're coming from. The problem is with psychopaths and sociopaths, you can only chemically castrate them.
Aye. Oh, aye.
And do you know what I mean? And you just put them in a drug-induced stupor. That's it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Aye. Oh, aye.
You can't. Right now, our science doesn't allow us to fix that brain.
You know, and thinking about that's a damn fucking shame. Because you're basically condemning people that are in that state. Oh, I'm not trying to stick up for them or that. You know, there is something wrong.
But it's just like we were saying before. On our start of this podcast, someone has to make that decision.
Aye.
It may not be the best decision, but if that person who is a psychopath has killed many people, they're not going to get out of jail. First of all,
no.
If they get caught,
no, definitely not.
Okay, so but because they're psychopaths, they're just going to kill people in the jail. They don't care until they're killed, unless they're put in a box in a room, and even then, who knows? You know what I mean?
Aye.
Or you can chemically castrate them, but it's sort of
I quite believe that there's some people, right, that need to be kept in a certain environment to be controlled. Not in a sense that they don't have a choice what to do with their lives, but in a sense that they need to be kept an eye on.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
You can't do that.
The problem is with human beings. Humans don't like anyone having power over them.
I know that, but that all comes into depression, things like that. A lot of folks suffer depression because of their jobs. They've got no control over what they're doing.
No control. Humans, every human loves having control.
Aye.
It's us, and you can't change that. There, it's genetic. It's just genetically us.
And it'd be cool if you could turn that off when you're at work. You know, because a lot of people quit their work because I don't like the boss. He's telling me what to do. Right, turn that off when you're at work. Flick a switch. Done. Or take a tablet before you go to work. Bang. By the time you get home, it's wore off. Right, now you've got the freedom to do what you want. And it wouldn't bother you what you've done at work. You know what I mean? Obviously, technology and science and medical science and all that, it wouldn't work like that now. But in the future, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
It's just a temporary solution. But, who was it I was talking about it? Shit. Oh, it might have been Joe. It's probably Joe Rogan. Knowing me, because I've been listening to a lot of him. He was talking about these, I don't know, 5 guys, right? They used to work in a bike shop. And they had the boss. And the boss was sitting in the office all day doing fuck all. Telling people what to do. Everybody hated him. And the boss was making all the money. So the 5 guys are like, right, fuck it. Why don't we open our own bike shop? We know what we're doing. We do all the fucking work. Let's do it. So they did. Opened all the shop. And they're all the boss. So they all get paid the same. They all get shit jobs. And what they do is each week they rotate the jobs. So one week, one guy will be tidying and cleaning the toilets. One guy will be pumping up the wheels. One week or month or whatever, one guy would be the boss, if you like. He'd be, right, I want you to do this. This job needs done. I want you to do that. This job needs done. I want you to do that. And then it goes on to say, right, the next, again, week or month or whatever, the jobs all change. So everybody's getting the shit job and everybody's getting the good job. It doesn't matter who's got what because it's always changing. And it's that company, right, since there's 5 people in charge of that company, it's growing. So it's something mental, like 3 or 4 times faster than any other business or company because of the way that they're running it.
Yeah, but there's a but there. There's still someone, like you said, they may be rotating the jobs, but there's still someone always in charge. Well,
I know they've got someone in charge, but that someone always changes as well.
Yeah, but
I know what you mean.
But you can only do that because they're friends. Do you know what I mean? You can't. You know what I mean?
You couldn't get 5 strangers together and expect it to work.
No.
Yeah, no. I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Aye.
And as their business grows, what are they going to do? You have to remember, if their business grows, what are they going to do? Circulate if they have 1,000 employees, but now are the boss for a day. Do you know what I mean? You sort of have to. Or it's just between those 5 who are going to be the boss, and then there's going to be people underneath them. So it's going to be the same thing.
Aye.
There's 5 bosses who change every so often.
That's a good point, like. That's a damn good point.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's a good idea thing, but I think that only works on a small scale. It works on a small scale.
Aye, well, I hear you. Totally.
I'll say this here. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know, but that's my guess. To me, that sounds more.
And you need to research this, and you need to look right into it to find out what's what and what works and what doesn't. It's not something that you could discover over a 5-minute conversation.
No. Yeah. I would have to sit and look into it, so to really give a proper opinion.
Oh, aye.
So it's like social anxiety. I would have to sit and read like stuff about it to give an opinion about it.
Well, that's what I was talking to Sarah and John Malaki. I was talking to him about it. Boy, mind that guy.
Aye.
So, I was talking to him about it, and I was saying about depression. My wife's got depression. Sarah's suffered with depression, and John, his mum, suffers with bipolar. And he's always been told that the condition that his mother's got he could end up getting. So he's always had that over his head, and there's certain things like depression that you'll never understand unless you've had it.
Yeah.
You can understand how it works. You can understand how to live with it. My wife's got it, so I've got to learn to live with her having it. But you'll never truly understand. You know, she's just like, oh, why the fuck are you doing that? And something will set her off that's totally insignificant. Like, I don't know, I left the tea towel on top of or right next to the cooker. Didn't leave it on the cooker, next to the cooker. That'll set her off. Because, you know, it's like, what the fuck are you worrying about? There's a fucking dish towel next to that. Worst case scenario, that's going to take 5 seconds to burn. The counter that's next to it is going to take about at least 30 seconds of burning to ignite.
Yeah.
What are you worried about? Whoa. And then it's not something you're going to understand. Their head works different to what yours does, and that's the way it is. You just got to learn, you know.
Yeah.
It's, you know, you get what I mean.
I know. I understand.
Aye. But aye, that's what I was going to say about Joe Rogan and Nick Yaris. It's the first time that I put in fact, I'll read the message out to you, right, that I put on Twitter. The first time I've sent a message after Joe's podcast. Loved it. I'm definitely going to read all of Nick's books and watch his movies. I don't have the words to express how I feel, but well done.
Yeah.
It's such a heartfelt podcast.
Yeah.
And for the words that he was saying on his podcast, and he's taught us all these words and to speak properly and everything that goes with it, I totally respect the guy.
Yeah.
And the reason I don't have the words to express how I feel is because with all the words that he's learned through reading all these books, I don't have the way I felt about what, you know, I was angry, I was pissed off, I was sad, I was happy, all these emotions running through me, and I didn't know how I felt. Mm-hmm. You know, I was just, it was weird, it was good and it was bad, it was
yeah, but that's a good thing. That's an absolutely good thing.
I think I love feeling my emotions, and I love playing with them, and I love fucking about with them, and I love, I've not felt like that for a while. You know, I love that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But who was it? Was telling me about Spider. Apparently Andy was close to tears on Spider-Man when he was playing Spider-Man, and I says, well, challenge accepted. First and last time a game got me crying was Rhyme. Did you watch that?
Right, I'm trying to think of what that's about.
Preach was playing it. I think it was Preach in it. It was Preach.
What was it about?
A little boy stranded on a desert island. You're on a boat with your dad. Something happens on the boat and you get washed up on a desert island.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, I remember. Yeah, I never watched it. I know what you're on about. Yeah.
Aye, play it.
I know it.
Play it. I swear to God, I played it, and then I'm sitting playing through it, and I get to a bit, and I'm like, he wasn't agreeing at that, was he? He wasn't crying at that, surely. And then I keep going and going and going, and then I'm like, holy fuck! By this point, the wife's away to get my son from school, and I'm crying like a little girl. I couldn't believe it. And she came home and I managed to compose myself. But holy fuck, I swear to God, that is the first game that's made me cry. And I think it got to me more so because I've got a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go into more than that. But it's...
I think the one that made a lot of people cry was the start of The Last of Us, where the kid gets killed, his daughter.
The Last of Us. I don't think I've played that. No, I've not played that.
The daughter, they run away from the infected, and they find a soldier, and the soldier's told to shoot them, and he shoots and kills his daughter, and he lives.
Oh dear. Well, anyway. Are you squeamish? Oh no, it's went again. Right, hold up. And we're on again. Part Jalember. I don't know what stage we're on now. It's probably 4 or 5. Aye, so, are you squeamish?
Nope.
Nah. Good man. When was your last nerd rage?
My last nerd rage.
Like, fuck this, all F4. I'm off. Fuck every cunt.
I'm trying to think. It's been a very long time since I had a nerd rage.
Fucking hell.
Not even rage. I wouldn't even call it a rage. I don't really get angry. I get silent.
Ah.
I don't. But
that's worse. That is, see when someone goes silent, you're like, fuck, I've done fucked up. Like.
I don't shout. I don't rage at people. I go silent. And then, I just go silent and I just don't interact. I just turn everything off and go, I'm done. I don't go, I'm done. I just go, I'm done. I'll speak to you tomorrow. I'm done. Are you coming back? They all go, are you coming back? Look.
Nah, I'm off. Nah.
I'm done. We're not having a conversation now. I'm done.
Aye, good fun. You ever been arrested?
I can't remember when the last time that happened though, because it's a rare occasion. So it is that I get angry.
Aye. Oh well, that's.
And it's usually over something significant. So I don't really get angry in games. It's usually out in real world stuff. I get angry.
Aye. Well, that's fair enough. What? You ever been arrested?
Nope.
Nah. Good man. I'll have. Got arrested for having an airsoft pistol. Yeah, that was fun. But
does it look real?
Yeah. To the uneducated, maybe.
There you go.
But considering it had a gun next to it that looked like something out of fucking Halo, literally, a bright blue fucking gun with an orange tip on the end, kind of would have given it away, yeah? No.
Yeah.
I think, I'm convinced, right, that the fact that they dropped all the charges, I got away with it, I've got the airsoft pistol back, therefore I've got the evidence, the physical evidence against me.
Yeah.
I think what's happened, right, is my testimony to the police officer must have corroborated one of the statements given against me and discredited the other one. Because you need two forms of evidence, don't you? You need a statement and or anyway.
I know what you're on about.
Aye. And I think either maybe my testimony discredited both of theirs or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, that was, I got off with it. So yeah, and a night in the, well, not a night in the cells. I had maybe apparently about 5 or 6 hours, but to me it felt like about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
I was doing some meditative trance shit and annoying the lady next door in her cell because she was annoying me. Yeah. Good fun. Don't do it. Stay out of jail, kids. Oh well. So what do you do for a living?
I'm an auxiliary nurse in A&E.
An auxiliary nurse in A&E. What is that?
It's basically a nurse who doesn't do medicine, doesn't give medicine.
See, I was talking about this today to one of the boys that I ken. Is that like you're the labourer without knowing the trade? Is that a fair way to describe it?
The way to think about it, I'm sort of. It's like a nursing assistant, so it is.
Right.
So I take your bloods, I do your heart rate, I do check your heart and all that there, and do your obs, which is like your observations, and I'll clean your hole, I'll check your skin, I'll document, I'll bring you to the ward, I'll do everything. I just don't give you medicine. I just don't give you any medicine. That's it.
Right. Okay.
I do everything a nurse does, but I don't give medicine. I'm not registered to give medicine.
Okay.
Okay?
Huh. And you said you work in the A&E department?
Yeah.
Right. So you triage patients and things like that? So
Yeah, so all that type of stuff, yeah.
Alright, okay. Huh. See, when I was based in Northern Ireland, I got told that the nurses and the doctors in Northern Ireland were the best at treating people that had been kneecapped.
Yep.
Is that a fair assumption?
Yep.
Fucking hell. Well, that's fair enough, I suppose. See, there's, what was it? You want doctors from South Africa and Northern Ireland, if that's what I got told right. Because everybody in South Africa is dying, and trauma is good in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Because of people getting done in.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah.
Ah, fucking hell. That's fucking mad. So have you ever thought about going in and doing your proper nurses thing? Like
I'm going to do. No, I'm going. I want out of it. Like, did you read the text the other day?
Aye, you said you were trying to go into, was it trauma or something?
The paramedic stuff.
Right, okay.
So I'm going to go and do my paramedic training.
Well, like ambulance driver and that.
Not ambulance. Well, you drive an ambulance, but not ambulance. Paramedics are not ambulance. So just don't drive it. Yeah, but yeah, essentially, yeah.
Right, okay. Oh well, is that something you've wanted to go towards, or just a change?
Yeah, more towards that. More towards that nursing. I'd rather go be a paramedic.
All right, okay. Well, that's fair enough. Just try to think about that. You ever thought about joining the military?
I can't.
Okay.
More because of my family than of their history.
Right. Okay.
Thing. And I would have to be the Irish. If I was joining an army, I would have to be Irish. The Irish army.
Right. Okay.
If I joined the British, I would be probably killed. No, I'm not saying that for funniness. I've been very serious.
Yeah, I get it. There's a thing between the British and the
the Irish. We'll not get into that in the podcast. I don't like talking about that, but
No, that's fair enough, man. It's understandable. So what, if you had to phone someone tonight, so right, I want to go out and get pushed, let's go. Who's coming with you?
It used to be my brother, but he has kids now, so...
Right, okay.
I have loads. I have too many, mate. I could do that with.
They don't like the Guinness.
I have two. I've countless numbers. Let's say like a ring to do that.
That's brilliant. That's what you want, man.
I wouldn't even have to ring them. I would just know they're at the bar.
They're at the bar. Let's go. The fuck. Oh, that's brilliant.
I would just have to walk in and go to there anyway.
Yeah, what's happening? You got a pint of Guinness. What's an Irish breakfast? 7 pints of Guinness and a slice of bacon. Does that sound about right to you?
Probably. See, Guinness is like eating a meal, so it is. It's just heavy.
Same mate. You know, I tried Guinness once, and I think I was like maybe 17, and I've not touched it since, and I'm now 30. So
where did you get it from?
I could like it. I don't know.
See, Guinness needs to be poured properly, so it does.
Aye.
You have to pour it. You have to pour it to a certain point, let it rest for 5 minutes, and then pour it again, and then let it rest.
So when you go into a bar, you're local, if you like.
Yeah.
You want a Guinness? How long does it take you to get that Guinness?
About 5 minutes.
Fuck. So what? You order your pint and say, right, get another one ready.
No. I rarely even drink Guinness. To be honest, I'm more a beer drinker. So I am.
Right.
And whiskey. So I would mostly drink. The Guinness has a new beer out called Brockshore, it's called. It's a nice beer.
Alright, okay.
And Hop House, they have another beer called Hop House. It's very sweet, so it is.
Aye.
It's nice as well. So I would drink those, and if I was having a day that I didn't really want to get drunk, I would drink Carlsberg.
A day that you didn't want to get drunk.
Like I wanted if I was only having a couple of drinks, I take a social drink. I didn't want to get drunk. I would drink Carlsberg because it's only 3.5 or something like that. Or
you know,
so I could pack those away and not have to worry about it.
Aye.
And you have to remember the beer in England and it's far weaker than it is here, over here.
Aye.
Yeah, it's watered down the fuck over where you are. Maybe not in Scotland, but in England it's watered the fuck.
You know, I don't know about it here. I can't really remember in England. See, I prefer to stick to wine and whiskies now, eh?
I don't like wine. Tastes like vinegar to me.
Oh,
Tastes like
mate,
a vinegar.
you missed it at PreachCon. That fucking bottle of red wine at breakfast. For breakfast. Oh, wow. Oh, that and some donuts. Oh, it was good.
Oh, no, I can't stand wine.
Well, I don't mind it. I think it's alright. Like.
Wine and champagne, I can't drink it.
No.
No. Just no.
Fair enough. What's your future prospects? Where can you see yourself in 5
That's one
years?
thing I don't. That's the one thing I don't really like think upon. More because I like thinking of myself within the moment. I don't. So like I said, I made the decision that I don't want to be a nurse. So I'm going to be a paramedic. I'm going to try and be a paramedic. So that decision, and then I look to see where that will lead me down the lane in that type of way, in the future prospects of that way. I'm also doing the writing thing as well. So there could be a lot of things in my future thing. So my future prospects, I want to be a at this very moment, I'm is going down the paramedic route, and but down the paramedic route, writing my book, maybe get it published at some point, possibly, may not, may just leave it, who knows.
Publish it yourself, be an indie publisher.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I see what happens. I don't even know if the book's going to be good or not.
You need to let me read that.
I will, but it won't be for a good while. Do you know what I mean? I'm like I said, I've been writing it for a while, and even getting time to write anymore is hard. But but right now, right this moment, I'm in a good place in my life. I'm happy. There's nothing going on.
Make it happen, man. You'll feel good about it.
I know.
When I published my first podcast, I felt fucking great. Even though it was just me, I felt great about it. It's like, right, that's out there. I don't care if anybody listens to it. I just want it to be out there and give people the option.
Yeah.
And it's like an internal achievement.
Yeah.
So like, you completed that, your sense of achievement. So trust me, I'm not saying rush it.
Yeah.
You know, take your time with it, do what you need to do, but to finish that book and get it done. You will feel great.
See, there's part of me as well that wants to go back to school and finish and go to university. There's part of me that wants to do that too.
Right.
So at this very moment, though, I'm just working towards the goal of starting my career and getting my life going, getting money to get a mortgage for a house.
Aye.
And work from there. That's my goal for the next 5 years.
Alright, okay. Go for it, man.
Yep.
Hey, if you ever need fucking critique or fucking anything like that, I'm your man, like. I like to be the devil's advocate. I like to argue the other side. Oh, well, what about that? You know, argue the other side.
You be the advocate, I'll be the devil.
As you do. But I love doing that shit. And it's not necessarily the point. I don't like arguing. But I
don't like arguing. Arguing doesn't get you anywhere. No. Conversation gets you where you need to go.
Exactly. And
you can have disagreements, you can have things, but argument, you can't, because as you know, say you can't win an argument.
No.
But you can win a conversation.
It's not constructive. And that's the point.
And sometimes
you've done this, you've done that. Yeah, it's like, no, whoa, hold the phone.
Exactly. Sometimes you don't want to win.
Exactly.
You shouldn't win. So because if you win, that hurts the other. That could hurt the other person, especially if it's your wife or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it could be the silliest nonsense over nonsense.
Oh, aye, definitely.
And you sort of just have to walk away and just think about what's going on, why this is happening, and then have a conversation about it, work things out.
Aye.
Because you only arguing's not going to get you anywhere.
No, definitely.
A conversation will get you somewhere, and maybe it's not where you want to go, but it'll still get you there quicker than arguing.
And there's something else to be said for confidence as well. Because I never used to be confident at all until I started doing martial arts. Yeah. And then I started getting a punch in the fucking face every now and again. Because you're sparring and you're not blocking properly or something, or you move the wrong way and you end up getting a punch right in the face. And you realise, hang on, this punch in the face isn't actually that bad.
Nope.
You know, it's like, okay, bang, 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 you get a punch in the face, you're like, right, okay, well then, let's keep going. And you punch them back, you know, you get into it, it's great, but then your confidence comes forward. You realise life's not that fucking difficult, even if you do get a punch in the face. I can now talk back to people that, like, I won't say I encourage the argument, I don't, but I can now look up stuff objectively, and rather than waiting like half hour like I used to and let the wife calm down and shouting and bawling at me, now I can say, whoa, hold up, what's wrong, why are you upset? Right, okay, let's talk about that. Now we have a discussion about that, right, fine. And then she'll start complaining about something else. Like, no, right, what are you complaining about? Are you complaining about the fact that I left the TV on? Are you complaining about the fact I left the kitchen sink tap running? Right, okay, you're complaining about the TV. Like, let's talk about that then. Rather than one or the other. These are just examples, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my point. You're talking about one thing and talk about that constructively rather than going, well, you left the TV on and then you decide that that's good enough and blah 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 blah, and you left the kitchen sink on and yeah blah 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 blah, and then you left the cooker on and blah blah blah. No, what are we talking about? We're not talking about all three. We're talking about one. And then you discuss and you approach the conversation, not argument, about what's going to happen from now on. Right, I'll turn the TV off. Fine, I'm sorry, I left that on. Right, you left the tap running. Right, okay, fine. I'll turn the tap off. I'll make sure I wash the dishes and then turn the tap off when I'm finished. Right, fine. And just approach it that way, much more constructive, much more organised, and you're not ripping each other's heads off and falling out with each other. Rather than both trying to go, oh, you left this on. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. And it, it's not healthy for anybody.
Yeah. It's like you see a spill on the floor, and you know the guy did it, and know that they're arguing about, and instead of going over and saying, look, clean that up, just clean it yourself.
I do that at work. Rather than going, I would rather do things myself than ask someone else to do it at work. If you say, right, we've got 5 minutes, right, blah 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 blah, there's a mess there. Rather than saying to them, unless there's two things being done at once, if I can do that and I can do my job, I'll go and do it.
See unless it's your son or your child, because your child needs to learn. That's something they need to learn, but that's an adult. You're not going to tell another adult, especially if it's not your family member, what to fucking do. They're not going to do it.
No.
It's like arguing with a brick wall.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes they may, if they're compliant. Sometimes you go, can you clean that up? Sometimes they might, if they're decent. But
Aye.
But most of the time, you clean it yourself. There's no need to start that.
The boys at work, I'll give them the option. I say, look, right, we need to do that and this. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Right. What do you want to do? Because, right. He's obviously not what he isn't bothered because he's asked me to make a decision. Right, I'm going to go and do that because I prefer to do that and I'm better at it. Right, blah blah blah, and I'll go and do it. No bother. There's no point in going, what do you want to do? Well, I'm no bother. Well, do you want to do that? No. What do you want to do? I'm no bother. Right, I'll do this. Fine. That, just make a decision, then everybody's happy. Nobody's actually bothered about what they do.
And I also have a thing about seeing people who complain about their job and generally what their boss,
my fucking shit.
What their boss and all is. No matter. First of all, your boss started this company. Okay, if he did start it, okay, he owns the company. He made it what it is. If he didn't own the company, you wouldn't have a job in the first place.
Yep.
Okay, so. And what I call, do you know what I mean? You have to work for something. You have to either, if you don't, you either be your own boss or work for someone else. At the end of the day, that's the only thing. With work, that's what you have. And if at the end of the day, you're the one who decided to do this job, to work for this, but you don't have to work. He doesn't have to hire you. He doesn't have to pay you. He doesn't have to work.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Just do your job or don't do it and leave and go get another job.
See,
and then people will say, oh, but this is the only job I can get. And they're like, okay, if this is the only job you can get, you need to stop complaining right now.
Screw the nut, work hard and get promoted to get more money.
Exactly.
How fucking, if this is the only job you can get, make sure you're the best at it.
Yeah.
And I've told my dad before, I worked in the oil and gas industry, right, earning over £5,000 a month, which is great. I'm not going to lie, I was loving it. I was getting something mental, like 90 odd grand a year. It was fucking outrageous. And then that job itself was an office job, and occasionally I'd go down to the shop floor and make sure I was a quality, what do you call it?
Control officer?
Nah, it was an on-site quality inspector.
Yeah.
For example, right, I work in a chicken farm now. We grow birds, we get chicks and we grow them to big birds, and then they go to the factory, and then they'll go to Asda or Morrison's or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Morrison's, the biggest customer, they pay the most for our birds because we have less birds in their sheds and we look after them a little bit more and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Now, imagine for a second, right, that Morrison's wants to have someone on site to ensure that these chickens are being looked after properly. I'm that guy. Not my current job, but just, that's what I did at my previous job.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that makes sure that these chickens are getting looked after properly. They've been given the correct vitamins, they've been given the correct feed, the correct amount of water, the correct amount of heating and ventilation and lighting and everything that goes with it. Right, they're getting taken away. Okay, has the procedure been followed properly? Are any of them getting squished when the forklift comes in? Things like that. And you're ensuring that every step of the process is being followed to what the company has agreed to. Now, that's what I did at the oil industry. Obviously, the job description changes for the oil industry, but that's the general gist of what I was doing. I was ensuring the product was made properly. Now, the job wasn't hard. It was an easy job for me. I was just making sure someone else was doing their job.
Yeah.
It's a piece of piss. I'm not going in there to say, right, are these chickens being looked after? I'm going in there to make sure that the bosses are doing what they're told to be doing.
Yeah.
And they're not cutting corners, things like that. And yeah, the job was easy. It was a piece of piss. Now, I work on a chicken farm as a labourer. Is it easy? Aye. Is it a piece of piss? No. I have to work hard sometimes. Do I prefer it? Aye. Because I was in the military and then I went to do that oil industry job, and I was working on my own. I wasn't working hard, but I was getting paid loads of money. I worked at the chicken farm. I'm working with a few people, 6 people, and it's great. I've got that tight social circle. I'm working with these guys, and it's fucking great because I'm doing a physical job and I'm loving it. I'm getting fit when I'm doing it. I prefer labouring jobs. That's what I take from it.
Yeah, you prefer to be hands-on work.
Aye. And yeah, it pays less, but if both paid the exact same, I'd prefer to do what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a shame that I'm saying that, but that's the realistic thing. People prefer different jobs, and I'm trying to work my hardest at that farm to get promoted to an assistant manager and then become a manager one day. Get a house with it. You don't pay rent in the house. It's all great. It's everything works.
Yep.
So be the best that you can be at your job. If it's the only job you can get, work as hard as you can. That's the only job you can get. Work hard. We've got boys up there that, he complains that, it's just fucking, that manager's doing nothing. It's like, who cares? Just do what you've been told to do.
Yeah.
And then, it drives my fucking shit, that stirs my shit, like. Aye, that's the gist of that.
Yeah.
But be, if you're good at something, or if you've got no choice but to be good at something, make sure you're the best.
Make sure you're the best, exactly.
Stand out. Yeah. I'm here. Am I the best? No. Am I trying my hardest? Aye. And that's what bosses look for. You might not be the best at it, but hey, he tries fucking hard. He comes in every day, he's on time, he's doing this, he's doing that. There's him and him that's better than him, but I'd rather have him because he tries his hardest. So my boss fucking loves me. Every now and again it's like, you're my favourite, eh? Because see, as soon as something goes wrong, bump, I'm on the phone. Am I meant to have my phone on me? No. But I phone him, hey, by the way, this is happening. Are you able to fix it? Well, I don't know. Maybe. I think so. Aye. Well, give it a go. If you can't fix it, give me my phone again. So I fix it, and then I fixed it. It's like, right, cool. So I've hit the panic button for nothing. Yeah, and that's the first. They all know me up there for hitting the panic button, but I let the boss know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe what's going on. I'm thinking, fuck, this needs fixing. Aye. Oh, I fucking love it, man. Anywho, Paul, sandmanslimz. I think we're going to call it a day, bud.
That's great.
Oh man, we've been at this for ages, like. Right, where was the first one? Was that the first? Oh my god, hang on. We need to feel this as a list.
We've been speaking for about 3.5 hours, haven't we?
Fucking hell, man. Right, I've got no idea how long we've been at this. We've been at it for a while anyway. It's what, 2:15 or something?
It's 4:30.
Fucking hell, so at least 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
At least. Sorry for interrupting your day, by the way. I know you said
I'm
you
not
were busy
interrupting
and that.
anything. I'm off today. I'm just chilling out. I was just doing things around the house. So it was.
Fair enough. I'll try and get this up tonight. I'll need to edit it together. Obviously, we've both had a couple of breaks and that, so.
Yep.
I need to get Vanish on and. What's his name? The blind guy at PeachCon, the Dino.
Oh, I know who you're on about.
Aye, Bloody. He's got a character called Bloody something. But I can't remember his name. I need to get them both on. Vanish was at some convention thing yesterday, so that was that. But for the best part, aye. So aye, Hagscast episode 4. Sandmanslimz and Haga. So I'm glad to have you on that.
Hopefully people will be able to understand us.
Well, to be honest, I don't think we were that bad. I maybe got a bit bad towards the end. I'm half cut with this fucking whiskey, but aye, there were some tangents went on there. These subjects, right? The list that I sent you was a general list in what we're going to be talking about, and if we get to a point where it dries up or whatever, I'll just go into the next subject, and that'll trigger the next set of conversations. So it's fine. And the amount of times that we went off on a tangent there was just unbelievable. It was great. I love it, and that's the whole point. I don't want to just talk about the stuff on the list. I want to talk about everything else as well.
Yep.
So aye, the more tangents you go on, the better. Hagscast episode 3. Happy days. I need to do an intro as well. So that's the it's that would have been the second time I've not done an intro, but I'll do it now once I've finished. So happy days. Thanks for coming, man.
No problem. Oh, I'll speak to you soon now.
Aye, when you get me, you and Mephisto one day. A Scotsman, an Irishman and a Jew.
Yeah.
FYI, it was the Jew that suggested that. Oh, that'd be a laugh, like. We'll have to be pushed. It's mandatory that you're pushed when we're doing that. Oh, man. Right. Thanks for coming.
Alright.
Alright.
All good.